What's up, Planeswalkers? It's your boy K-Dog. Got a Pauper list for the FNM event, or just a nice budget-friendly list as well if you're free to play or whatever. It's a really reasonable list, pretty easy to upgrade. This one is actually historic Pauper, which is pretty cool. I love seeing that they're giving some historic support for these FNM events, and Pauper still has a lot of fun tools. This is pretty similar list stuff I've run before. Running Enchantress, Selesnya. So that's just focus on creatures and enchantments, creatures that benefit from playing enchantments or having enchantments on them. So yeah, pretty fun list. It's it's pretty tried and true. So you're gonna get your wins with this, and hopefully you should be having some fun here as well. And that's kind of the important thing is having fun. So this one we're running 3 Glaring Aegis as a 1-mana aura, giving your creature a +1/+3, and tapping a creature on your opponent's side just to help you get through for damage to close out games and pressure your opponent's life total. 3 of Karametra's Blessing. This can be used offensively or defensively to give your creature +2/+2, regardless. And then if it's an enchanted creature or that a creature has an enchantment on it, it also gets hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. So it's going to keep your enchanted creature nice and safe when it's got all those enchantments on it. And you don't have to worry about it getting losing it to removal thanks to Karametra's Blessing. And just a +2/+2 is pretty fantastic as well. You can use it as a combat trick to kill one of your opponent's creatures, or just push through for some additional damage. We have ways to give our creatures flying and trample, so that +2/+2 can be pretty clutch. A couple copies of the Sentinel's Eyes. It's pretty just solid card all around. +1/+1 and Vigilance is really good, but it's not really super amazing. We just want to buff up our creatures as much as possible, but it's a good card. And the escape thing, we're not really trying to get to have the game like really drag on. We're kind of pretty aggressive. When let's get a couple creatures down, we're gonna suit them up and just kind of close out the game within a couple turns. But Sentinel's Eye is still a pretty nice card, so just 2 copies here. 4 of Flutterfox. This is 2/2 for 2, and it gets flying as long as we have a artifact or enchantment. No artifacts here, just all enchantments. But obviously we have no shortage of enchantments, so any enchantment on it or another creature, and the Flutterfox has flying, which should be pretty nice evasive threat for your opponent to deal with. Knight's Pledge is a 2-mana aura for giving your creature +2/+2, so pretty reasonable effect here for 2 mana, giving +2/+2. Pacifism here is our removal of choice. It's nice efficient at 2 mana, making so your opponent can't attack or block with one of their creatures. Take out one of their flyers, whatever the biggest creature is that might be pressuring our life total in response, or whatever creature that they held back on defense. We can just pacify it and keep pushing through for damage. Transcendent Envoy is a 1/2 flyer for 2 mana, and it makes our spells cost 1 less to cast. This is pretty fantastic. Everything that we have basically is an aura, even the pacifism, so that's a pretty fantastic synergy there. And it's a nice 1/2 flying body that we can equip onto it and just get in for damage with the Envoy. So it's a nice support creature or just a threat in and of itself. Setessan Skirmisher. It's a fun little one. I like this card. It's a 2/1 for 2. Whenever you play an enchantment, Setessan Skirmisher gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So pretty reasonable, especially when you can give it trample or things like that. Then this gets through for quite a bit of damage pretty quickly. And especially if you're able to play multiple enchantments per turn, thanks to like the Transcendent Envoy giving the discount, then you can pretty powerful swings with the Setessan Skirmisher. So Setessan Training is going to help us get trample, and it draws you a card at the same time. So +1/+0 trample and draw a card, all pretty reasonable effects, and work wonderfully with the Skirmisher, the Envoy, pretty much everything we have, even the Flutterfox. Yeah, just fantastic. Talons of Wildwood, another way to give our creature trample +1/+1. So it doesn't draw us a card, but it does give us like a toughness boost, which is pretty reasonable. But also what makes it interesting is we also return it from our graveyard to our hand if your opponent's running like some burglar rat type shenanigans, or we're able to kill one of your creatures, then you can just get it back into your hand. But mostly, instead we're trying to be aggressive, so just the fact that it gives trample is really the key here. And at 2 mana, it's pretty reasonable. Heliod's Pilgrim, it's 1/2 for 3, so not amazing, but we can search for any aura card, reveal it, put it in hand, and shuffle our library. So this can get us a pacifism if we need to pacify our opponent's things. And get us our Ancestral Mask, which is just incredible. This is a common, just amazing in a Pauper format. Or a trample effect as well, the training, or Talons of Wildwood. So love the versatility on the Heliod's Pilgrim, which is something that was suggested in a previous iteration of this some time ago when I done one of these. Was it Pauper or Artisan? Can't remember now. But yeah, somebody suggested this card. I kind of looked at it, but didn't really give it much consideration. But yeah, just being able to kind of toot up whichever aura you actually need is it's pretty reasonable. So I like a couple copies here. You know, obviously it's a 3-mana 1/2, which isn't amazing, but if you do need to find your Ancestral Mask to help you close out the game, if you need a Pacifism to make sure your opponent doesn't kill you, things like that, just a pretty solid card. Alright, mana base, 22 lands, we got 9 plains, 7 forest, 4 Blossoming Sands, and Tranquil Expanse. It's pretty much my go-to for these kind of lists. I like to run the 6 of these dual lands, since you don't obviously get the temples or things like that where you can chalk lands. You have to run these dual lands, which kind of slow your tempo down a little bit, which kind of sucks when you're trying to be aggressive like this list is trying to do. So I think 8 is probably overkill. 6 feels like it's kind of the sweet spot for me. So that's what we're doing. And I'll jump into some matches, kind of showcase what this deck can do. This is being recorded before the event, of course, so we'll see kind of what matchups we get. Alright, against the Real Dohos, whatever that is. Alright, so double Skirmisher with some nice auras. That seems pretty reasonable. The question is, do we go Skirmisher into Skirmisher, or do we just play one Skirmisher and then just suit it up and try to be aggro that way? We are on the draw, so we'll kind of see what our opponent does and kind of make up our mind if we want to go a little bit wide or just kind of suit up one of these Skirmishers first. Alright, opponent in Jeskai. Shrines. Alright. It's kind of frustrating that we can't really get like more reasonable matches as far as like power level, because we're playing all common. Literally every single card is a common because it's Pauper, but yet we're coming across the you know, these we have uncommons already. So we get Ancestral Mask. Just want to really close out this game. I mean, we're going to punish them for playing these shrines. They can mill us, but they have to kill this creature. If they do, we have another one to follow up on, and a second Ancestral Mask. So we're not in a terrible spot here. If they tap out for something, feel the dead. Why? We're playing all commons, and we're getting this as our matchup. That's pretty lame. All right, well, our opponent conceded. So what we're going to do there is obviously play the Blossoming Sands and Ancestral Mask, and I think that actually would have been lethal, the way Ancestral Mask works, because each one gets +2/+2, so it's kind of basically just doubles it up, plus the Skirmisher gets +1, and they have, it doesn't count our artifacts, but it still counts these 2 enchantments, in addition to, obviously, the 2 of these, so how much damage would that be? So if that's, so it gets +1 for playing an enchantment, so that'd be 7 power. And these come down and give +2 for each other enchantment, so that's 2, 4, 6. So each of them gives 6, so that'd be 12. So 12 plus 7, so that would be 19 damage. Perfect. Alright, up against Ozman. Seems pretty solid. Double Envoy. So we'll start with a dual land into Plains, into Envoy. Maybe just get a second one down. Alright, opponent and Master Deck Builder here, 167 cards. I'm sure they're all carefully thought out. Mountain. 10th Street Dodger. Oh boy, people are hilarious. Are you doing a 160 card mono red aggro list? 160 card goblin, so that's good for you. Alright, we got a 1/2 creature down. See if they're running removal or if it's just all goblins. Just want another creature here. I think 3 lands is fine. Oh wait, yeah. I'll do that. Yeah, let's attack him. Put them down to 15. Obviously they can have pretty explosive turns. You're running a mono red goblins and you need Chromatic Lantern. Sure. Get in there for 2. And watch him just pull Muxus off the top and just yeesh. Alright, play you. Wow, so we can do a lot here. Play you. Do we have lethal here? Let me see. Double Ancestral Mask is pretty insane. Yep. Double Ancestral Mask, ladies and gentlemen. Double Ancestral Mask. Literally does not matter. Alright, so they're running rares and uncommons and things like that. I don't understand this. The matchmaker, it's just terrible. It's hard to record these videos ahead of time, and you know, I work full time, so I can't actually really. It's hard to record the day of the event and actually give you actual real footage of it. So I have to record these ahead of time, and this is the matchmaker. It's not very good. We're up against 4 mana 77. 4 lands, no creatures. I love Ancestral Mask, but I think we just have to mulligan. Alright, keep, and I think we do have to ditch 1 fox. We already have 2 2-drop creatures, so probably don't need 3. Alright, so we have the Pacifism when we need it, and we have the Knight's Pledge as well. Let's see what our opponent's on. Probably lead on fox, it's better threat. If we had maybe some Trample Enabler, maybe we start with Skirmisher, but we'll just lead on fox and go from there. Even just ride that to victory. Mono green elves. A wall of vines in an elf deck. Especially when you're trying to play belt collectors. Yeesh, that's cute. That is very cute. Alright, so we got 3 lands here, that's pretty cool. Only 1 white source, so I think we just run out the Skirmisher. And say go. So we can give the +2, but probably better off saving that. We have a Knight's Pledge at least next turn. Scorpion. Okay, so we're going all in on the fox then. We can also pacify that. Our opponent just dumped their hand. They got a wide board save, but it's pretty terrible. Like 1-1-1-1-0-0-1-1. It's not very impressive at all. They have reach on the Grazer, and that's it. Alright. Play you. Play you. And we'll just swing in the air. We'll save the Pacifism. We tapped out anyway, so, but as far as Pacifism, do we want to take it on the Scorpion? Or Belt Collector? We could also do the Grazer just to guarantee to get in the air. But we'll see what our draws are. Obviously, if it's an Ancestral Mask that we can suit up on the Flutterfox, that would be pretty ideal. But yeah, our opponent just kind of had a flood the board, but I don't know what they were trying to do with all those creatures. Up against Shiroyama. We're missing green, but we also don't have any green spells in hand. Envoy is pretty good. We have removal, we have Sentinel's Eyes and Blessing, plus a Pilgrim if we do find when we do find a 3rd land, so I'm actually going to keep it. It's a little sketchy. Well, there's a 3rd land, but I'm not really doing much without green here. Oh, so rats. So we're just going to try to race them. Hopefully we don't have too much removal. I think like these decks are just from lands and rats, and not too much removal. Maybe just a couple removal spells. There's their Lord. Alright, what do we want to do here? Pilgrim doesn't do much. It could get us a let's take that out. We'll slow them down. We could hold up the Karametras, but I think I just want to take the rat out of commission, so they want to keep dumping rats onto the field and grow it. That one at least can't attack. And of course they have the removal. Alright, So maybe we got punished there. We have a Heliod's Pilgrim. Take that action. I think we have to go for the mask and hope we just draw one of our trample enables. No reason to play the Aegis here. We'll just hold up the blessing. Well, if it's a Grasp of Darkness, they still kill it. Okay, so they had the removal spell at just the right time. That's pretty unfortunate. So just a rat deck. It's pretty cheesy. We have no interaction. They killed our best threat. So yeah, they just get us here. Alright, against Izzet. It's not amazing we do have a creature with 2 auras, so we'll keep it. And we have both colors, so that's fine. So hope we find more auras and we'll be in good shape. Blue. Another land. Not ideal. Just want some auras, please. Alright, they're winning it pretty hard, so I'm guessing they have some kind of bounce spell here. Counterspell? Merfolk. Sure. We'll actually just hold that up for next turn. This is mono blue tempo and unranked play. Warden the Eagle style. That's super cute. Alright. We'll take that off the board. And we'll Sentinel's Eyes you. Get the swinging. We'll hold up the Aegis. Not sure what Trickster and Warden Eagle's Eye have to do with each other, but we shall see. Another one. Okay, we can tap that down. So unfortunately with our Transcendent Envoy, they have no reason to attack with their Trickster. And now they have 2 creatures that can block in the air. Flooded the board pretty hard with flyers here. Flutterfox. It is a flyer. Alright, we'll go for it. I want to try to be a little bit aggressive here. We'll tap down the 2/2. And yeah, swing all. So we need draws to be on our side here. We gotta kill the wall and punch through for 2 damage. I think they have some way to interact with our creatures. They're eyeing them pretty closely, looking at the Envoy. With all these flyers, that's probably the one they want to bounce or whatever. Maybe they're running some enchantment removal with those tap creature down as untap things. Winged Words. Draw a couple cards. 3 mana, 4 cards in hand. And Dungeon Geists. Yep, that's pretty good against this. I don't understand this matchmaker. Like, we're playing literally all commons, and we're still coming up against uncommons and rares. It's just like... Eesh. Oh, they tapped down the Skirmisher for some reason. I mean... We got Vigilance. They could block with a couple things and try to kill it. So I really just need an Ancestral Mask, but no, our opponent just has too much stuff. Alright, that's the matchmaker for you. Happens Lord Amatsu. These are all amazing cards, but without a creature, man. If we do draw a creature, though, it's pretty insane. Pretty insane hand. So on the draw, basically have 2 draws to find a creature. Is it worth it? We have all auras. We have 3 lands in hand. So our chances are pretty reasonable to draw a creature within 2 cards. It's probably not how you want to do this, but we're going to try it. We are on the No Mulligan Challenge. Okay, opponent, you're ready to go? It'd be nice to actually play some Magic instead of just staring at our cards. There we go. There's Admire, and there's beautiful, beautiful sleeves. Alright, not a creature. Scorpion. Alright, Death Touch. It's a Flutterfox. So if they don't have removal for it, then maybe we have a chance. Alright, Karametra's Blessing. Let me draw a card, find another creature or something. There's a Skirmisher. Envoy probably would have been better. So we're shields down here for removal spell, but now we have an aura on it. We can actually always give it hexproof now from the thanks to Karametra's Blessing. Just have to dodge that removal. So we have trample on it already. So we just need to hold Blessing open and just ride this fox to victory. Pass the turn. So they're getting 1 life each turn with the vampire, which is annoying, but that's fine. Alright, now that they're going to counter it thanks to Vraska, we probably need to pacify this vampire to slow down their life gain. But as far as them growing these other creatures, not really too worried about that. So we'll pacify you so you don't gain life. We'll play the Skirmisher, just give us another threat potentially, and just still hold on to Karametra's. Alright, so they can swing 3, that's fine, they grow those things, but we're racing them pretty good, and we've got, oh geez, they got Poison Tip Archer with Reach. We have Trample. We do have Trample. Another Karametra's. Do we have lethal here? So if we play you, that's 11. They can block 3. So with the Karametra's, that's +2. And with this, it's plus. Yeah, we just have lethal here. Whew. That was pretty clutch. So they can block 3, but they're still taking 11. So yeah, taking this out of commission when we did was pretty clutch there. And they didn't have removal or chose not to use it. And yeah, they just tried to flood the board and go super wide pretty quick, and we were able to get there. Alright. Pretty pretty frustrating. The matchmaking algorithm is so terrible. It's hard to kind of record some of these Pauper and Artisan decks because you just run up against things you're just not going to see in archetypes and cards you will not have to play around or deal with in these Pauper and Artisan events. But that's kind of why I went with this one, because it does have a nice power level. You can do some pretty crazy stuff once you get the Ancestral Mask online. It's pretty insane. The power level on this is so impressive, especially just for a common. I love it. And then giving Trample and Flying with the Flutterfox. There's lots of nice things you can do, and the Transcendent Envoy making things cheaper. Just tons of fun. Obviously, the only thing that's really missing is card draw, but we're trying to close out the game pretty quickly. We do have the training to kind of get you a little bit of card draw, and the Pilgrim can also kind of tutor up some things as well. So just enough effects though to kind of help you dig. So you're not feeling like you're too much in top deck mode, but yeah, you just want to kind of get one or two creatures out, suit them up with auras, and try to close out the game as quickly as possible. So a couple other lists, if you guys are interested at all, that had boot up, but we're having struggles actually showcasing them because of the matchmaking. There's a prowess list, is it? So this one. Yeah, Mistral Singer kind of at the top end is a 2/2 flyer for 3 mana flying prowess. And you have a Kiln Fiend and a Lightning Visionary. Visionary is a jumpstart card, 2/1 Minotaur with prowess. So nothing too amazing, but just the prowess effect, especially we have ways of giving it trample and things like that. And then Kiln Fiend, just a really super powerful card. If left unchecked, it's a 1/2 for 2. However, when you cast instant sorcery, it gets +3/+0 until end of turn. And also have Burning Prophet to help you scry, and it's a nice 1/3 body as well. Along with the Ghitu Lavarunner, it's a 1 mana 1/2, and it gets +1/+0 in haste if you have 2 or more instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. And we're obviously playing a ton of instants and sorceries. Some of those include, of course, Shocks to kind of clear any early creatures. We can kind of keep pushing through for damage and try to close out the game quickly. And just kind of a cheap instant and sorcery to kind of get these prowess triggers. And we also have Warlord's Fury and Crash Stew to draw cards and then either give Trample with Crash Stew or First Strike with the Warlord's Fury. So lots of the nice synergy there. I mean, giving Kiln Fiend Trample and buffing it up 2-3 times. So it's dealing 7 or even 10 damage trampling. It's pretty powerful. Let's have Barging as a way to kind of give creatures trample. This is only something you can do during combat. You have to target attacking creature, gets +2/+2 end of turn. And then each non-human creature gains trample until end of turn. So even if you so you can target this on your Lavarunner or your Burning Prophet to make them +2/+2. And then your other prowessy effects here, none of them are humans. The Kiln Fiend, of course, is an Elemental Beast. Visionary is a Minotaur Shaman, and the Mistral Singer is just a Siren. They get the prowess triggers, and they get trample as well. And then your human gets the +2 buff. So that's pretty nice, a little bit of synergy there. But it's obviously very specific situations where it's actually important. So just 2 copies feels pretty strong to me. And for unsummons, Shock only hits so many things, so unsummon's going to kind of bounce any other larger creatures. And just another cheap spell to your prowess triggers. And you can also use it to protect your own creatures, since we don't have any counter spells or other ways of protecting our creatures. So you can kind of bounce something if you really need to keep it alive and try to just play it again, protect it from removal. And then Opt is just another kind of cheap way to trigger prowess, but also kind of keep digging for more spells, maybe Unsummon or Crash Through, whatever, things like that. And try to chain some spells together and really just kind of go off and close out the game very quickly. So super fun little deck. Just in playtesting, it's felt pretty reasonable, but a lot of matchups haven't really been very representative of the Pauper environment. So I'm not going to record gameplay and just take way too long to actually find reasonable matches where it actually made sense. So mana base here, we're obviously mostly in the red direction here, so 6 islands, 9 mountains. And as I like to do for these events, we got 6 of the dual lands, 2 Guildgates, and then 4 of the Swiftwater Cliffs. So that's the Pauper one. If you're interested, I also did a third one for a mono red. We just want to go full on aggro. We got 20 mountains here, and then just all 1 and 2 drops. Also kind of built around the Kiln Fiend because it's just such a powerful card. But this one also has Burning Prophet as a 4/of for the Scry effect, making sure you hit the spells that you need with your following draws, and still have to get you Lava Runner. But also have a Fanatical Firebrand in here as well. So pretty focused on just a handful of creatures. We also have lots of more removal. We have the 4 Shock still, and we also have 4 Scorching Dragonfires. We also have a Raking Claws, which is pretty powerful, giving your one of your creatures double strike until end of turn, and then you can cycle it away if your opponent's killed your creature and you're just kind of digging for something else. You can Raking Claws can be cycled away. And most likely in this, at least in Pauper environment, there's probably not going to be too much removal. I know there's like Pacifism and Mire's Grasp, Disfigures. There's some reasonable removal here at the common level, but for the most part, you should be able to dodge it. I don't know how much you're actually going to see. I also have Fire Urchin here as a 1/3. It gets +1/+0 when you cast it as a sorcery, which isn't amazing, but it does have Trample, and you can string together some spells to really try to push this through for a lot of damage. Of course, Warlord's Fury can give it Trample, and Crash Through can give it Trample, and Warlord's Fury can give it First Strike as well, while drawing your card and triggering the kind of the prowess effects. So yeah, just kind of a fun little, if you just like the mono red, just kind of turn sideways, burn out your opponent's face as quickly as possible. Imagine this deck could be pretty reasonable in the Pauper event as well. But this is the order that I showcased them in is probably the order I'd recommend. The Selesnya Enchantress one is pretty powerful. You definitely get your wins pretty quickly doing that, and having fun at the same time. The Prowess one, love me some kind of Izzet Prowess style lists, and that one feels like it should be pretty reasonable in the event. And then finally, just the mono red is just kind of a simple little, red deck win style for Pauper. So yeah, hope you guys have fun in the event and get your wins and get your rewards. And until next time, make sure you jank with a purpose.